Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a collective reading for the equinox that is happening today on the 20th of March 2023. So here in the southern hemisphere we have the fall equinox, and in the northern hemisphere you have the spring equinox, and that's when the sun enters the sign of Aries, so the first sign of the zodiac. And it's a very transformative month. It's a very active month. It's a very proactive energy that just pulls all of the energy that we have, the strength, the courage, the boldness to move into a new direction, into newness overall, into giving birth to things that we have been postponing, and now we simply have to move. And being the equinox, this very beautiful balanced energy, which is, the complementary energy to Aries, right? The opposite sign to Aries is Libra, which is the sign that brings this balance. So the equinox being this day where we're changing seasons, we're entering this intermediary period of the year that, today the day is very balanced, right? Night and day are very equal, are very balanced. And so it has this symbolism of, this boost of energy, but also this equanimity and this serenity that it's almost like, a call for hope, or a call for action in terms of reviving our hope, right? And so here I pulled some cards, and the message that is bringing about this equinox for the collective is in regards to the power of the collective, but a collective that can get together as one for a common purpose, and a common purpose that touches each individual in a very particular, very unique way, but nonetheless, each people touched by this common thing, they don't forget about the common goal, right? Which is very interesting, because it's like literally coming together as one, as a big family. This is the message here, and how this leaves an imprint that is so powerful, that is really transforming the way that we co-create as humans, as, this collective, this human collective. So we're beginning with the Seven of Pentacles, and this card was showing me 6 people around one thing, right? So generally I see a round table with this card, people together having dinner or having lunch, right? But what I heard was coming together as one, because there is a common purpose. And it's interesting because, oh, by the way, I didn't show you, I'm doing this reading with my combined deck with tarot cards and oracle cards. And yes, there is one card here that is from the Astrological Oracle deck, which is, that's what I was going to say. It is emphasizing this image that I was seeing here, right? 6 people coming together, surrounding this one thing, right? This one Ace of Pentacles that is talking about the value that brings these people that are very unique, right? Individuals that want to look in the same direction, right? It's like seeing, because you see here how, like, if you sit here, you're going to see this facet of the diamond, right? Let's say that this is a diamond, talking about something that is valuable, but it has different facets depending on where you're seating at the table, right? But that's the interesting thing. It's like, for this to come together as one, for this to be manifested in a way that is it's understood by each individual, it has to be different, right? It's like the completion of this image, or the wholeness of this manifestation, needs these different perspectives, right? This is how you bring together many different angles, many different points of view, but as one, right? As one. And I feel like, you know, the first row of 3 cards came all together, but I'm going to go one by one because I feel like each one, it's like there is so much symbolism and meaning in each card, although they are painting a same picture, right? But the 10 of Cups coming next, it's, yes, this is emphasizing this shared path, right? Maybe you know this already, but to me, the 10s are all about the shared path. But being the 10 of Cups, this is talking about this great family, right? This extended family, this big family that together with whomever you are sitting on this table with, it's like you're sharing a path because of a common goal, because of a common view, because of, you know, to everyone that is sitting here, this thing is the most valuable thing. And it doesn't matter the reason why it is valuable to you or to the other or to the other or to the other. It matters the fact that all of you are coming together, well, with a lot of love, right? Being the 10 of Cups. So there's a lot of, well, I want to say surrender, but it's more like this proactive desire to share your love, right? It's not like, oh, I don't have anything else to do with my life, so I'm just going to do this. It's almost like this is why your heart beats in your chest, right? This is what moves you, right? We're talking about this very moving energy, but it's moving in the fact that, you know, the sun entering Aries, it's giving courage, but it's like moving because it's something that perhaps moves your emotions, moves you emotionally, right? Because of the 10 of Cups, but also it has a tangible factor, right? After all, it is the 7 of Pentacles, right? And here, the 6 of Pentacles coming next, this is very interesting because, you know, when I saw the 7 of Pentacles, I actually saw it as, you know, this being very distinct from the energies around, right? So it's almost like I saw this as the 6 of Pentacles plus 1. So to see the 6 of Pentacles coming after this card that is talking, yes, it's talking about willingness, but it's more than that. I'm trying to find a word that it's like your heart is in it, right? I don't know if there is an expression or a word that would convey the sensation that the 10, it's almost like your motivation, but a motivation that comes with emotion, right? It's more than just a vision, a common vision. Yes, it has to do with that, right? Maybe a common vision for the collective, for you being an individual, and that's actually emphasized by the next card, but being an individual, part of a group, part of a larger collective, right? This is what this was talking about. But again, emphasizing the fact that many different perspectives make one thing whole. I hope that makes sense. But it's like the 6 of Pentacles here is just talking about the lineup of people, right? Wanting to share a path, wanting to have a common goal, wanting to sit at the same table, right? It's like 6 people lining up in a very harmonious way. So it's almost like maybe this is, it's interesting because the 6 of Pentacles, it's not showing me where you came from. It's just talking about how you're now together, right? How now this small collective, right? It's like this fragment. But okay, so I'll see if I can express this in a way that I'm seeing, because it's like very microscopic, but then it grows to the level of the macro, right? Because you see here how this Ace of Pentacles in the center is, yes, it's a square, but you see how it has this kind of like a compact oneness, right? And here, all of these 6 people coming together, embracing this one thing. It's like seeing, it's almost like joining forces with different perspectives, different angles, because there is this shared desire to do something together, to be together, to care for each other, perhaps, right? It could be just a general vision of, you know, love, or, you know, living in a group that everyone love each other with its own uniqueness, right? Because this card coming next, the Sun card, the Sun being, you know, the individual, right? The power of self, the power of personality, and talking about the Sun entering Aries, right? Aries being the first sign of the zodiac, the one that, you know, gives birth to a new year, right? We are talking about, you know, the astrological new year, which I forgot to mention in the beginning. So there's a lot that it's like it's starting with the power of self, the power of the individual, but an individual that sees a common goal, a common objective, a common vision, and it's a common vision for the highest good of everyone that is going to be touched by the actions of one individual. So it's like this understanding, or even like the responsibility of it's talking about self-responsibility, right? But self-responsibility in regards to the whole, in regards to how one's decisions, actions, energy, because again, it's like it's talking about the vibration of the group, the lineup of energies, right? So yes, it's like how these people came together, but it's almost like something more subtle, right? The emotional energy that moved everybody to now get together with its own unique vision, with its own unique individuality, right? The individuality here, it wants to be different, it wants to be multiple, it wants to be diverse, but all coming together to with the same level of understanding, with the same high vibration, with the same love, with the same dedication, with the same willingness to be there, but valuing each other's perspective, each other's understanding of what they're seeing about this, right? It's like the common goal is there, but each person sees it differently, because it's supposed to be seen in a very, okay, I'm trying to see if I can just bring this a little bit more down to earth instead of letting it be so abstract, but it is very abstract, because as I was trying to explain here, it's like this micro one pentacle, it's actually here as well, right? If you bring this one image, but you understand that there, it's like it's the same pattern in a sense, right? It's like the collective, it is designing the pattern of the micro once it values the power of coming together as one, right? Because it's like the power of the individual within the collective. That's all that is really. It's like, to simplify the message, the power of the individual coming together as one, it creates a ripple effect, right? The image that I'm seeing now with the sun, it's like this one little stone or pebble, right, that creates this first ripple, right, on the water. But this ripple is the first ripple is on the individual level, right? It's the power of the individual, the sun shining through one person and clarifying things for one person. But then, and that's the reason why I feel like it's like everyone here that is lined up, that is feeling the same vibration of love, right? That's the reason why it's like love waves that are bringing people together in the same frequency to work together for a common goal, right? And it's like this leaves this imprint that is like reverberating, right, as these ripples, right? So the first wave touches the individual, but then it seems like it spreads, right? Because more and more individuals are coming together. So it's like the wave continues, right? And it continues because it's leaving this imprint of love. So the Four of Cups coming next, this is talking about a new foundation, a foundation based on love, a foundation based on this shared path, the desire, the willingness, the proactive movement that happens when one is touched, right? One is touched by the power of getting together with other powerful individuals that also have been touched by their own clarity, their own consciousness, right? Because the sun in astrology brings a lot of awareness and consciousness, but it's like the sun illuminating the power of the individual, right? It's very coherent with the sun entering Aries, right? But the understanding and the awareness also that oneness, when it's like oneness comes from the awareness that you are one, but also that you are one with others, right? As a big one family, right? It's like one big family is made of individuals, right? Unique individuals that each have a very unique perspective, that when they get together, it's like they form this perfect understanding. It's like this perfect sphere or this perfect circle, right? Which in geometry, it's the most perfect form, right? So it's like, it's this it's like in the level of the cell, right? Because this could be like this tiny little cell, but also the whole, right? The planet, right? Being a sphere. It's like the same shape, the same form, the same essence, the same light, or the same clarity, the same consciousness that is in the micro, it's in the macro, right? So a new foundation of love, I feel like this is what is being birthed, right? It's like individuals that are aware of their power, right? Their own unique power, but coming together, lining up in a very harmonious way in order to build or to give birth. It's interesting because it's like this giving birth, it's like, it's the structuring, it's like the it's like launching a new structure, launching a new foundation, a foundation based on love, because the common goal is the shared path, and the shared path is the common goal. I hope that makes sense. It's like, this is the reason why this is now leaving a mark, leaving an imprint. This is why now individuals are more powerful, because they are now coming together with other powerful individuals that are aware of their own selves, and that makes a new structure, right? And this new structure, it's actually, again, it's like, it's more of this ripple effect that starts in your own body, in your own consciousness. Because after this Four of Cups, we have another seven, which is the Seven of Wands. So it's like, it's almost like this being the opening card, the Seven of Pentacles. It's the manifestation, the materialization of something that it has a large impact, right? It's like it has this ripple effect, this it's like this chain effect that leaves an imprint, because the new foundation is here. So it's like, it's something that now is solid, right? It's like the shape of the square, right? It's very solid, but it's not the Four of Pentacles. It's based on feelings, or it's not based on feelings like, you know, well, perhaps it is, right? Perhaps we are talking about human emotions, right? That are coming together, but, you know, potentializing each other because of this wholeness, right? But there's something that is very fluid, right? It's like a new foundation on water. So it's like something that floats, and it's malleable, it's adaptable, it's very fluid, right? It's not something that is rigid. It's something that it can move, right? It's supposed to move. What I just heard is like, it's supposed to move because it needs to move people. So it cannot be like, you know, standing still, although it can give stability through this new foundation, but a movable foundation. I don't know if that makes sense. I know that is very abstract, I'm sorry, but sometimes things, it's like in the energetic level, in the cell level, right? In this cellular level of the body, like this microscopic level, it's very unperceivable. It's like it's very hard to really distinguish. But I feel like because more and more and more individuals are aware of these very different scales of perception of reality, it's like they are seeing the oneness in the tiniest thing and oneness in the largest thing. You see, it's the same ripple effect, and that is leaving the imprint. It's like here it occurs with multiple people coming together, but the imprint that leaves within the body, and you know, in the body, in the human body, but also in the body of the planet, right? It's like cells reproducing itself, right? Or themselves in a way that they are now vibrating in a new frequency. It's like there is a common vision, a common goal that is moving. The Three of Wands ending this part of the reading is talking about something that now gives direction, right? Because you see here how this, it's like resembling an arrow, right? It's interesting because there are no arrows, there are no swords. But for some reason, this was giving me a clear direction. So it's like this new foundation of love is reproducing some sort of getting together, coming together as one, right? The common goal, the one intention that moves each individual in a very different way. So it's almost like this, right? Let me give an example just to clarify things and perhaps turn this into something that is more tangible. If there is a common goal of people coming together for some sort of initiative, for like a project, right? It's like, or let's say an orchestra, right? Each individual will have its own attunement, its own instrument, right? Its own function, its own role, right? And all of them are equally important because it's like the power of the individual, but coming together with other powerful individuals, right? So there is a lot that is understood in the micro level, in the cellular level. The ones, it's just talking about, because to me, the fire sometimes talks about soul, right? Our souls. And so it's like the soul remembering something that gives direction for the collective, but from the individual level. And so because this is now touching our own bodies, our own understanding of what this larger body of being, you know, a collective, being part of a larger collective is, and how it's like it's one and the same, right? It's like this one thing in the center is the same thing as the larger. It's just a different scale or a different perspective of the same thing, right? And I feel like, because to me the threes are all about co-creation, especially, you know, the Three of Wands being a co-creation made, it's almost like it needs to go through fire. So it's like a very yes, it's bringing the transformational aspect of the fire, right? So it's not just talking about, you know, this trial by fire. It's more so like a fire that moves many, right? Many individuals moving in the same direction because there is a desire to share this path, and share a path that it's like it's going to leave a mark, right? It's going to create, that is the co-creation, the new foundation based on love, based on compassion, based on empathy, based on togetherness, on oneness, on wholeness, right? This is the new imprint that is touching like the tiny little cells in our body, and, you know, the macroscopic level of the planet and the galaxy. And it's like it's one and the same, right? There is no distinction. Yes, there are different angles, there are different perspectives, but it's one and the same, right? So I truly hope that this was helpful in any way, or, you know, encouraging in any way. I feel like this is very broad and this is very general, yes, but there is something also that is like the power of the individual coming together with other powerful individuals. I feel like that's the main thing here, right? So if you're going through something like this, that's amazing. Just feel the power that is within you, and the power, it's like honor also the powerful beings that are with you, right? Because you're coming together for a common goal, right? For the desire to share this path. So I am going to pull more cards to see where this wants to go. And I'm going to pull from the astrological runes also. So if you want to join me in the extended version, you can follow the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.